I want to give a huge shout out to NHL Rank King on Twitter. You need to download this app. Absolutely. This is not a paid sponsorship or anything. This guy got no idea that I'm making this video talking about his app and praising his work, but NHL Rank King is a really good app in order to track what's going on around the NHL and what we're talking about here, prospects. Let's talk about PNHLe. And what does that mean? That means projected NHL equivalency. That's basically, according to NHL Rank King himself, it is a stat that equalizes all leagues, age, and position so they are comparable to one another and projects NHL point potential. So basically, what this means is every prospect out there, if you go on to the NHL Rank King app and you look at the list of prospects, there will be a number associated with these prospects and their PNHLe ratings, and the higher the number, the better the player looks like they're going to be. What I felt like it would be interesting to do is to go over the top 6 prospects who belong to an NHL team and analyze their PNHLe. I'm doing top 6 because each of these top 6 guys has a score of at least 60. And according to NHL Rank King on Twitter, it is very apparent that any player with a projected NHL equivalency of 50 and above is a surefire NHLer. If you want to look at the PNHLe stats for all the prospects, you can see that the top 24 guys are all at 50 points. You guys can check that out yourself by downloading the NHL Rank King app and checking out the list. I highly recommend it. It's a really good app for tracking down which prospects are doing well, which prospects are rising up, and which ones look like they're going to be the most dangerous moving forward. Just for a few comparables, because he has talked about comparables before. Matthew Barzal last year, who's basically winning the Calder this year, he was at 54 last year. Brock Boeser, he was at 41 last year, but he was at 62 in his freshman year. Of course, it was higher in his freshman year because he had a lot of good players playing with him, and he wasn't as injured. Patrik Laine, he was a 52 before he stepped into the NHL, and Austin Matthews, Rank King himself says on Twitter that he doesn't have a proper gauge for the Swiss League, but Matthews, however, was at a 92 in 2014-15 playing for the USHL, so that, you can kind of use that as your comparables here. Barzal, he's 54 before stepping into the league. Boeser, at his peak, was a 62, Laine was a 52, and Matthews, he was a 92. So without further ado, let's start things off over here with the 6th best NHL prospect, according to projected NHL equivalency, Rojas Kynan, with 62 points, playing for the HIFK over there with the SM Liga. This guy, born in 1999, he's a year older than me. It's so weird, and he's such a mature defenseman. He's 6 feet, 170 pounds, which means that he kind of does have a little bit of framework to do, but Dallas Stars fans everywhere are really excited for this player. You guys can talk to Nathan Gravite if you want about him. He's just gonna go off, and yeah, it's expected, because Rojas Kynan is a player who is so mature when it comes to the way he plays the game. He's got himself 23 points right now in 30 games playing for the IFHK, and his PNHLe is at 62, which is really gosh darn good. It's above Barzal and Boeser in Boeser's peak year. His decision-making is so pristine, and the way he moves the puck, it's so pure, and the way he makes his plays. Seldom do you see Rojas Kynan make plays that put his teammates in a bad position. You saw it at the Olympics. You saw it at the World Juniors. Rojas Kynan was a player who was genuinely just so good. At 18 years old, too, he's number 6 on the projected NHL equivalency list. Number 5, let's look at LA Kings prospect Gabriel Velarde playing for the Kingston Frontenacs with a score of 63. So just one above Rojas Kynan. Gabriel Velarde is a player who people really didn't expect to be this good this quickly. He was also drafted in the most previous draft. He's 6'2", 203 pounds, so he's got size to him. And as a center, as a two-way center, he's able to do things that a lot of other players aren't able to do. 58 points right now in 32 games, playing for the Kingston Frontenacs. There isn't an area of Gabriel Velarde's game that needs a lot of work. Because in his own zone, he does the right decisions. In the offensive zone, he's so creative. He could do so many different things with the puck. His puck skills are described as elite. Elite. He's elite in terms of puck skills and puck handling, and his body and his frame allows him to do things with the puck that he couldn't do otherwise. Other than that, though, his two-way game is really strong, and his vision on the ice is a benefit to his play, as well as the play of his teammates around him as well. His offensive game looks to be really sustainable, and his two-way game is strong too, which is why his PNHLe is at 63. Going over to the fourth best prospect according to PNHLe, Kale Clagg, playing for the Brandon Wheat Kings, also an LA Kings prospect, so they got two guys in the top 5. That's scary. Let's talk a little bit about Clagg, as when he was drafted, not that many people thought that he would become as good as he's becoming. He was drafted 51st overall in the second round in 2016, so that was 2 drafts ago. Kale Clagg is a player who, at 19 years of age right now, playing for the Brandon Wheat Kings Moose Jaw Warriors. The Wheat Kings this season, he got himself 47 points in 28 games. For the Warriors, 24 points in 26 games. The catch? He's a defenseman. 6 feet, 176 pounds. He's a player who is a true offensive defenseman. His skating, his speed, and his ability to do things with the puck is very strong. The way his mind perceives the game is so strong. And the way he's able to creatively set up his teammates, the way he's able to creatively create space for himself in order to move the puck, find passing lanes, find opportunities to wheel the puck, skate it up, maybe skate it back, circle around, find another opening, set up his teammates. It's such a benefit, and it's an asset of his that is so strong. And apparently the only thing that he really needs to work on is his consistency and his shot. But other than that, it's described here that his talent is so strong. And just the way his body maneuvers around the game, it's incredible. Which is why he's over here on this list as number 4 with a rating of 64 PNHLe. Going over to number 3, the top 3 PNHLe players. Number 3, with a score of 65, playing for the Jokerit in the KHL, it is probably Nashville's second favorite Finn after Pekka Rinne, Eli Tolvanen. And to be honest, Eli Tolvanen, he's a player who I thought and I knew was going to be good for a really long time. I used to make him in the NHL video games, and make him really, really gosh darn good. Playing for the Sioux City Musketeers 2 years ago, 3 years ago, his point totals were really good, and playing for the Jokerit this season at the KHL level, 36 points, 19 goals in 49 games played. He was really freaking good. And the Olympics. The Olympics was the real showcase for Eli Tolvanen. 9 points in 5 games, 3 goals. If you want to look at the rest of the Olympics, the only players that beat Tolvanen in the scoring race were Kirill Kaprizov and Nikita Gusev. Kaprizov, by the way, he sits on this list too, but he's number 7 with 56 points for PNHLe. But we're talking about Tolvanen here, a sniper. An absolute fantastic sniper. Eli Tolvanen is one of those players who, at 5'10", 181 pounds, he is going to be another one of these guys who's going to step into the NHL, make a big impact, and prove to the rest of the league that we're moving into a younger, faster, smaller kind of game that's more reliant on skill and less reliant on big tough guys who know how to fight. Tolvanen is one of those transitional players that's going to progress the game moving forward, and he is very good. Playing for the Olympics, playing at the World Juniors, Eli Tolvanen was one of those players who was a key impact player every single team that he suited up for. And playing for the Jokerit, he was second in team scoring. The only player who beat him was Nicholas Jensen, who Yeah, a lot of New York fans and Canuck fans really like Nicholas Jensen. So let's go over to number 2, here on the PNHLe list. Number 2 with a score of 66, playing for the Swift Current Broncos, Florida's favorite Finn, Aleksi Heponiemi. And a lot of you guys, if you're not paying attention to the WHL, and you're not paying attention to Aleksi Heponiemi and just what he's doing right now, you're kind of like, oh, okay, let's hear a little bit about this guy. What's he doing over there in the WHL? Well, I'll tell you what he's been doing over there. Playing with the Swift Current Broncos, his PNHLe is at 66. Why is that? Why is it so high? Well, it's the fact that he's played 57 games in the WHL right now. Do you want to hear about his goals and assists? Okay. In 57 games, he notched himself 28 goals, which, you know, is pretty good. How many assists did he get? 90. 9-0. 28 goals, 90 assists, for a total of 118 points. In 57 games, he is over 2 points a game in the WHL right now. 2 points a game! Because of the fact that he's played 57 games, in order to be at 2 points a game, he needs to be at least at 114 points. He's at 118. So he's above 2 points per game. And granted, he's playing on a Broncos team that is really just stacked. Glenn Godwin is at 125 points out of 67 games. Tyler Steenbergen is at 102 points out of 56 games. So that top line, playing for the Swift Current Broncos, just absolutely dominated the league. And if you want to look at the rest of the WHL, Heponiemi and his squad, Heponiemi was 3rd in WHL points, Godwin was 2nd, Hubblewatch was 1st. And if you want to look at the other player who was playing on that line, Tyler Steenbergen, he was 6th. So the Swift Current Broncos really got such a good system going over there. And Aleksi Heponiemi, who is another one of those players who will probably transition the game going forward at 5'10", 148 pounds, so he's small. He was able to dominate this league. 19 years of age, 2 points a game in the WHL, playing for a stacked Swift Current Broncos team. This is why his PNHLe is at 66. And number 1, the best NHL prospect belonging to an NHL team with a whopping PNHL equivalency of 84. Elias Petra from the Vancouver Lakers in the SHL. Vancouver Canucks property right here. He's number 1. And I think a lot of you guys are like, oh my god, of course it was Elias Petra. Of course, like, Rock's just gonna talk about him again for another, 10 minutes. I could. I totally could. But some of you guys out there might be wondering, why the heck is he at 84? What the heck has he done to, overtake Rojas Kynan, Gabriel Velarde, and Kale Clague by 20 points? What has he done? This is pretty whack, man. I don't know why this is what the heck? 84? Yeah, he's that good, guys. He's that good, and he's shown that much success playing over there for the Vancouver Lakers. And a lot of us were just so excited as Vancouver Canucks fans to have this guy coming into our system as a center, right wing. He's 19 years old right now, playing in the Vancouver Lakers system, 56 points, 24 goals, 44 games played, 1st in league scoring. He won the scoring title in his professional men's league. He broke the record for most points in a single season by a junior player. A record that was held by Kent Nilsson for 42 years. It was snapped, broken by Elias Petra today, and now we wait. As Vancouver Canucks fans, watching our injured team proceed, not scoring any goals, not winning any games, no Brock Besser out there on the ice, we wait patiently for guys like Elias Petra to come in and change our franchise, because these guys are going to make an impact if they're able to showcase that they can transition into the NHL game, despite Elias Petra being 6'2", so he's kind of tall, but 165 pounds. Yikes. I hope the best for him, honestly. Elias Petra, if you want to get actually serious talking about him and his PNHLe rating, if you don't want to include Austin Matthews and his stacked USHL season, this was the best PNHLe for a player since Connor McDavid, who got 92, And Jack Eichel, who got 86. Elias Pettersson's at 84. So, like, if you want to take a look at everything, just take a look at all the rankings that we got. Brock Besser, okay, he was a 41. Patrick Laine, he was a 52. Matthew Barzal, 54. Then we'll go over the ones that we talked about today. Kynan, 62. Velarde, 63. Clegg, 64. Tolvanen, 65. Heponiemi, 66. Elias Pettersson, 84. Jack Eichel, 86. Connor McDavid, Austin Matthews, 92. So Elias Pettersson's in really good company right now. And if you guys want to take a look at the rest of these prospect lists, you can go and take a look at the rest of NHL prospects that are under contract, under possession of NHL teams. It's a really good looking, guys. You guys really need to get this app. NHL Rank King. It's free, and it's an absolute beauty of a tool to be able to discuss prospects and just follow the guy on Twitter too. He's at NHL Rank King on Twitter. You guys gotta follow him there, download his app. It's fantastic. It provided all the resources I used for this video here, and it's really just such a good tool, guys. I can't stress it enough. If you're a hockey fan, if you want to take a look at prospects, you gotta download this app. The PNHLe list here on this app goes up to 99. So there are 99 prospects here ranked and with a PNHLe rating. I only covered the top 6. Hope you guys enjoyed this video for Plus and your host like Nash Wrestling and Gaming, and bye.